Hello, welcome to this video. Today I'm going to show you how I have set it up a Git server over a virtual machine. I have over here my virtual machines running. One of them happened to be named Git, and that's the machine I'm going to use. This is just an Ubuntu server installation that also has Apache for the web interface of Git. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to look is the IP because I like to work on SSH on my virtual machines, just because I like to emulate the idea of that this is a server and not a virtual machine. So I have the IP, it's 192, 168, 100, 133. So let's just SSH over it. I have an SSH config. I can just do SSH git.bps, but yeah, you wouldn't know where that is coming from. So that's the IP, and as I log in, that's it. As I log in, I'm inside the Git server. So in order to create a Git repo, we have to call the git init bear command. I have all my Git repos into the location srv git. They are all here, so I will just create a new one. Let's call it example.git. I like to append the .git command. You can ignore it, or you can do it example dot yes, for I don't know, and this will work, and you will have to clone example.yes and not .git. But since we are kind of universally using the .git for repos, I always append it. So I have initialized a Git repository. Okay, thank you Git, and now we're going to cd into it. Let's see what's inside. So over here we have like a file system that Git uses to manage this repository. We have branches, we have hooks, which are some kind of scripts that can be run when we say so, like a cron job maybe. We have info objects, that would be the files, I think, and refs that are links between branches, if I'm correct. So the files, the actual files that we want to be controlling with Git isn't over here. We don't have to put them here. We have to put them to the repo through Git commands. So we will have to clone it first somewhere. So I'm coming over here to my local, and I'm just going to clone this repo. So that I will do it through git clone. I will explain why I use the SSH URI before hitting enter. srv git example.git. Okay, I always use SSH URI because I think it's more explicit on where and how you're accessing a server. Also, if you use different usernames or different ports, it comes handy because the SSH URI is kind of universal between Unix systems. Also, the Git is universal, but I don't know, I'm just pretty certain that I know how and how I'm accessing to server with the SSH URI. I don't know, I like to use it, and I think it's a good practice. Okay, so I also want to figure out if I have some kind of config. It probably is, so I can explicit the document root as someone would do in the Apache config. So I don't have to specify that /srv/git, and I will just can call it /example.git. Okay, without further ado, let's clone this repo. Also, I know that you can configure it so it doesn't ask your username or password when cloning, as I don't know, as GitHub does, and ask your password when you're pushing, but I like it just the way it is now. Also, I didn't swim very much into the Git configurations pool because it's very big. I'm good with the defaults by now. I will play with it later and probably make a video about it. Okay, so I have cloned this repo and Git is telling me, warning, you appear to have cloned an empty repo. Okay, I don't mind that. So let's go to the repo, create a file. Hello, this is some file. And as we can see, Git status, it tells me that I have added a file, and that's expected from a Git server. So we can certainly say that we have created a Git repository successfully. So just to be showing this a little bit more, I will be pushing this file and edit it through another computer in my network and coming here and see the edits. So git add a git commit, this is a commit message, git push, and that's it. So if we come here and we try to find this, let's just install tree really fast. Oh, sorry. Oh, we don't have that. No. Oh. Okay, sorry for that. So we were here, and if we try to find that file, which is called some file, we don't find it because Git doesn't work like, okay, have this file over here and this one over here. Git has an entire file system, so we won't find the files over here. If we were to work over the files, we will have to do it as client and not in the server, not server side. Okay, so I will go to another computer and edit this file after cloning the repo. Okay, this is the second part of the video on the Git server. I'm just here as a client in another computer. Of course, I'm inside the same network, and I'm just going to clone the repo I created, which was called example.git, and I will edit the file over there and see the change on the main computer. So in order to clone it, as I'm accessing a virtual machine on the main machine, I have configured an SSH entry that's .ssh.config /config. Over there you can create entries like this one I'm hiding because I have sensitive information. You can create one like this, just the name of the host, the IP, and the port. This is what I'm doing because I think it's more comfortable at the time of accessing to my Git server over as a virtual machine. So I will just git clone ssh git and the path. Sorry, it was example.git. Okay, so as you can see, we have cloned the repo correctly. cd example.git, sorry, example. We have some file and we can view that file. Hello, this is some file. So let's edit it. This is still some file. And if we go to Git status, we see that we modified some file, but let's create a branch just so it's more fun. Git checkout this some branch, git add some file, git commit, committing over some branch. That's probably the worst commit message I have ever written, and then we just push it. Sorry. Okay, we have pushed our edit to some branch, and now let's jump to the main machine. Okay, so back at our main machine, I'm just going to pull the changes, and we will have a message that we haven't committed any change. We are already up to date, but we see that some branch has been created. So if I cut that some file, it will be the original one, and if I git check out some branch and git pull, I will see that the file, sorry, yeah, the file has been updated. So another cool thing that I want to show you is the Git web interface. So in order to start it, you have to be inside a Git repo and hit a Git what was the command? Git install. I'm using Apache, but as you can see, you can use Webrik or Light HTTPD, whatever you want, just a web service. Sorry, Git install web, sorry. Well, this is I think because it is already running, yeah, already in use, but like that you just start it and you access to the port that it will tell you. Commonly is 1234, so let's access over it. 1234, and we can see our lovely interface. It's kind of raw, but you can find a lot of templates or configurations for the web interface. So let's jump to our example, and we can see that we had a master branch, and that 3 minutes ago now the head is at some branch, and we see the message, the commits over here. Let's go to this message, and we can see that some file, we see the edit on the some file, and we see our commit message. So let's see the actual change, and hello, this is some file. So we're here in the tree of files, and we only have some file. We can do a lot of stuff. We can download snapshots and see the differences with diff. We see that we added this line in the first place, and I think this one is here over history. We can see the edits that were made to this message as commit diff. Yeah. Okay, so that's it. Thank you for watching this video. I hope that this has some utility. And again, thank you for watching, and bye.